Forced sterilization is a practice that has left deep scars on the history of human rights and personal autonomy. It refers to the process by which individuals are sterilized, meaning their ability to have children is permanently removed, without their full, informed, and voluntary consent. While sterilization itself can be a legitimate medical procedure, often chosen freely by individuals for personal or health reasons, forced sterilization strips away choice and bodily autonomy, frequently targeting vulnerable populations. To understand the implications and history of forced sterilization, it's important to dig into its origins, the justifications that have been used, the populations affected, and the lasting consequences. The modern history of forced sterilization traces back to the late 19th and early 20th centuries, when eugenics, a movement aimed at improving the genetic quality of the human population, gained popularity in several Western countries. Eugenicists believed that social problems such as poverty, crime, and mental illness could be reduced by preventing people deemed unfit from having children. The United States was a pioneer in this regard, enacting the first compulsory sterilization law in Indiana in 1907. Over the following decades, more than 30 states would pass similar laws. These laws targeted people with mental illnesses, intellectual disabilities, and those living in poverty or otherwise marginalized. The rationale behind these policies was often couched in scientific language, but at its core, it was about control and discrimination. Authorities argued that forced sterilization would reduce the burden on social welfare systems and improve society as a whole. In reality, it led to the systematic violation of basic human rights, particularly among women, minorities, and those living with disabilities. In the United States alone, tens of thousands of people were sterilized under such laws, often without their knowledge or understanding of what was being done to them. Forced sterilization was not limited to the United States. The movement spread to other countries, including Germany, where it took on an even more sinister form under the Nazi regime. The Nazis implemented a vast program of forced sterilization as part of their broader campaign for racial purity, targeting people with disabilities, Roma, and other groups. This program would later escalate into the horrors of forced euthanasia and genocide. Other countries, such as Sweden, Canada, and Japan, Aussie Germany, where it became a central component of the Nazi regime's racial policies. Under the Nazi government, forced sterilization escalated dramatically, affecting hundreds of thousands of people deemed undesirable by the regime. These actions were justified under the guise of public health and racial purity, but in reality, they stripped individuals of their dignity and autonomy. The legacy of forced sterilization remains a stark reminder of how pseudoscience and prejudice can lead to systemic violations of basic human rights.